Ladies and gentlemen, during these times of trading, it is like some have never seen. Experiencing bear markets since I've been trading in mid 99, I've experienced the 9/11 bear market. I've experienced the housing bubble crisis, what the movie The Big Short was predicated on. And of course, we're experiencing this right now. As a result, during these times, I feel like I have to just give the extra mile to members of our community. I wanted to make sure that I didn't exactly leave you guys sort of hanging tonight. So I did. I am going to give you guys something here, but I just wanted to say that this is going to be a very short episode. And I'm not going to be really discussing many things here because I do want to focus on the members of our room. And so one of the things I'm going to give you guys just a quick little psychology lesson. And no, I'm not a psychologist, um, but I am the director of trading psychology here at T3. And I think that makes me an expert just like anybody else. I don't consider certain fields in life to have high expertise. Although I respect the field of psychology and the field of trading, I highly doubt that sometimes the best psychologists in the world are qualified to teach others psychology. Just like if you are a professional race car driver, doesn't mean you're qualified to fix my car. Just because you're maybe a pilot for an airliner doesn't mean that you're going to go and fix the engine. You see, unfortunately, on Wall Street, there is a large disconnect between people who do one thing well, and then there is an assumption that they could do another thing well. And that is quite the fallacy. So today I'm going to be talking about how to trade in top form. What I'm basically saying in English is if you read like 1,500 to 3,000 psychology reports from the top psychologists and the top studies in the world, you would be very, very qualified to understand and talk about the topic, in my humble opinion. So, trading is the most really difficult and exhausting activity that most of us have ever practiced. I've sort of been around the block. Um, Growing up in Brooklyn, I wanted to be a teacher, an astronaut, and a lawyer. You know, the lawyer, like every Jewish mother, wants their kid to become a doctor or a lawyer. Never happened to me, obviously. I dropped out of college at 19 and I became a day trader. So after a day of trading, people are usually mentally exhausted. I happen to like a lot of scalping, which is a type of trading that requires intense concentration and rapid response capabilities. I can be concentrating for a long time with a finger on a trigger on my mouse ready to buy, ready to find the best possible entry. I monitor the cues, the spiders, the S&P all in real time. I must therefore continually scrutinize about a dozen charts and analyze common areas of support and resistance, adding recent statistical analysis for what's working well and what isn't, and then execute upon them. This requires a very special mental gymnastics, and after a day of intensive training, a lot of time my fuel tank does run on empty. My brain is completely ready for, I don't know, something that might even kill brain cells. It doesn't even have to be alcohol. It could be like keeping up with the Kardashians, which is known to, if you watch a full season, will decrease your average IQ by 3%. Trading is a stressful activity. Beyond this mental fatigue, trading is an extremely stressful activity because we're constantly in the process. We're constantly in the process of evaluating our decisions in this real time basis. Trading does not lie. It is either good or it isn't. This is its charm. We are fully responsible for our actions. Each of our decisions has an immediate impact on our capital, on our buying power, on our trading, on how much money we have in our account. In case of a trading failure, when the situation is too difficult to bear, some may collapse psychologically or find a scapegoat, the broker, back in the day, Ben Bernanke, uh, Yellen, right? Goldman Sachs, or somebody they're listening to, a friend, a wife, a husband, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, an other, a pet. Believe it or not, one dude told me how he flipped out on his dog because the dog needed to crap and his computer was like in near the kitchen area and the dog was like scratching on the door to get out and he like blamed his dog and I'm like, dude, it's not your dog's fault. Next time tell him to go on the floor. The power of human imagination in these cases has always impressed me. In order to preserve an injured ego, a large part of the stress comes from this psychological state. Traders have too great a tendency to be their capital, to identify with it, to evaluate themselves as people depending on their results. Trading is above all accepting the frustration and your own errors. So I want you to think of trading as if you were a professional athlete, despite the fact that none of them are playing now in the US. If you told me the Knicks weren't going to lose a game in March, I would have gone all in against that bet and I would have been wrong, right? Ding. Try to limit stress and psychological exhaustion and therefore play a lasting role as a trader. We shouldn't hesitate to really look at ourselves as high level athletes or sportsmen. Everything must be analyzed, streamlined with a view to being at the maximum of your physical and mental fitness to face the financial markets every day. A quiet working environment, for example, is very important. I have a soundproof room, which for some unknown reason, despite the tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars I spent to create this little wonderful world around me, this high pitched scream of my baby somehow penetrates all the soundproofing at times. You know, you have to go further than that to last over time. I am, right now, I'm 40 years old. I no longer have the same energy as when I traded at 25 years old. I used to trade, you know, the markets hyper scalping. Sometimes I could do over 500,000 shares a day. Sleep, hang out late at night, play video games, maybe partake in activities that I wouldn't do anymore, sleep for a few hours, wake up, and bang, I'm right at it. Now, I do have the same energy, but it requires a lot more mental fitness. I can't eat the same foods and have that same energy. I have to sleep well and have that same energy. And I also must maintain composure to have that same energy. So during a market like this, my focus right now at this point has to be with the members of the Newsbeat Live community. As traders are doing very well and others are struggling, I strive every day to create new strategies that are exclusive for Newsbeat Live members to help them overcome the current situation in the market. What people don't tell you is they think they have a magic strategy that it's almost like a magic bullet. You simply take it and you shoot it at the market, and money pours out of a gaping flesh wound right out of the market, and you're sitting there with the bucket trying to capture it all. But the truth is, certain strategies work in certain markets and certain strategies don't. The reason why you have to always be on top of the market is sometimes the market evolves several times within a few weeks. And that is what is happening right now. It's very rare. I mean, there was a point I'll give you an example. There was a point last year where a strategy, one of our strategies, the Know Your Limit 8, worked for like 10 months in a row. And then it slowed down and then it picked up again in terms of its consistency and its hit ratio. In a market like this, it's constantly evolving. That's going to definitely add to frustration of a lot of traders who are struggling. So, what I need to do is traders of the Newsbeat Live Room have been submitting strategies to me. I've never been part of a more loving, caring community in my entire life. You know why? Because it doesn't exist. There is no better room out there when it comes to looking after each other like the Newsbeat Live Room. So, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share strategies that are working for other people as well. Like, I can make money all day and night. Yeah, on average, I'm making money on average every single day. I don't have a 100% win rate. No, I don't make money on 100% of days, but on average, I'm making money every day. That doesn't mean that there isn't somebody who was making money consistently for a couple months who's running into a problem now. And that's the person that I need to address. Those are the people who need your help most. Because walking and trading is almost like walking on a tightrope. You walk and you're getting far and you're balancing yourself and you're fine, and then a huge gust of wind comes from the market and you tip a little, but then you still have your balance. And in a market like this, sometimes that gust of wind comes in the form of a tornado or a hurricane, and it knocks you flat on your behind and you have trouble getting up. So all I am saying is I'm going to be the person that reaches down and offers you a hand up right now in the market. So I do need to spend time with the Newsbeat live room and go over this and make sure that everybody's in tip-top shape before I could give my 100% to you guys in the community. I do love you guys for watching these Newsbeat shows. I appreciate you more than you can ever imagine. So thank you. Thank you for making us the top trading room here at T3 Live. Thank you for making us number one here at T3 Live. You have my gratitude, and with that gratitude, I will always fight for you every step of the way through your good times, and if your times turn bad, I'll be the first person trying to fight to expedite that process to get you back good as soon as humanly possible. Here are tomorrow's algo levels today. Enjoy them, write them down, take them. They're yours. I hope you guys enjoyed this Newsbeat show. Stay positive. It's very important, especially during the hardest times. Much easier said than done, indubitably, but it's something that you must overcome, and you will be a stronger person for surviving these moments. Happy trading, make money, and I will see you guys tomorrow on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.